okay, look, you caught me. Aston Martin's not going to win a championship next year. However, I do seriously think that they could be winning races and a championship, soon, by 2027 for sure. And today we're going to go over why. So let's hop into it. So if you want to trace everything back to the root reason, if you will, that I think Aston Martin seriously has the chance to win a championship, comes back to Stroll. And no, not this bozo Lance Stroll, but Daddy Stroll, okay? He's dominated the business world. He's come in to dominate the F1 world. Obviously, 2022, we didn't see that. However, he's making some big changes in the Aston Martin F1 team that I think will really show results. And here's what they are. First is what I'm going to call the Aston Martin F1 compound. Okay, this is a 3-building compound that Aston Martin is building. Building 1 is already somewhat standing and in construction. It's supposed to be done May of 2023, and it will accommodate the vast majority of the team's 650-person workforce. Really a place for everyone to get together and be able to work close for that common goal of winning races, winning championships. Building 2 is what I would call like the fun place, although really the training place as well. And it will be Aston Martin's cafeteria, the gym, the conference center, and the simulator. And then Building 3 is going to be their ticket to winning races. It is going to be the crown jewel of the Aston Martin compound, their brand new wind tunnel that is supposed to open in 2024. And the team principal has said it will be, quote, the best in F1. Now, I think all of the compound and bringing all the team into one centralized location, it all comes down to one thing, and I believe that's efficiency. This was marvelously put by people at the Aston Martin F1 team, stating efficiency covers it all. Efficiency in terms of cost, time. One of the things that marks out a competitive team is the ability to turn things around quickly, to go from design to reality in the shortest possible time. So there's great leaps forward you can make in efficiency with that type of facility. And obviously in the cost cap world, anything you can do to maximize efficiency of the cost of those parts is worth doing. This compound that Aston Martin is building, being able to bring all parts of the team together, will increase efficiency dramatically and will dramatically help them be able to develop more on the car, have better ideas and communication from the engineers to the technicians and everywhere in between, and will really help Aston Martin on their way to winning races and achieving the dream that Lawrence Stroll that is, had when he bought this F1 team. The second reason why Aston Martin has a serious chance of winning races and championships in the next coming years is that crown jewel, that wind tunnel that's supposed to be the, quote, best in F1. Right now, Aston Martin has to drive 8 or so miles down the road to the Mercedes factory where they get to use their wind tunnel. However, Aston Martin having access to their wind tunnel, their own wind tunnel that is, 24/7 is going to be a huge improvement instead of having to schedule time with Mercedes to use their wind tunnel. Again, it's not like this wind tunnel is finishing up this year. There's a quote saying, I think the target for the wind tunnel is to be online in the middle of 2024. So we're hoping that we'll have at least some contribution to the AMR 25, which will be the 2025 car for Aston Martin. And they think that that 2025 car is when you'll first be able to see the impacts of their brand new wind tunnel. I think the fact that you're just seeing Aston Martin pumping money into these factory upgrades and creating new state-of-the-art wind tunnels to collect that such important data is really going to be a competitive edge that they're going to have to a lot of different teams, especially if they really can have a wind tunnel that is the best in F1, collect the most data, and come up with a car that's the most aerodynamic and can really punch through that wind. So look, those are two great reasons, and it's not lost on me that Aston Martin was 7th in the Constructors last season. They tied with Alfa Romeo for 55 points, but because of how they do tiebreakers, Alfa Romeo, got the edge on them. Look, I get it. They were 7th. They have a lot of work to do. But, Rome wasn't built in one day. Aston Martin's building the new facilities, the new compound, and they're making steps in the right direction. Now, look, it helps that they had a huge influence of cash coming in to their lives with Lawrence Stroll, but that's kind of the world of F1 that we live in, especially since now that we have the top teams who can only spend a certain amount of money on the car every single year, and more of the mid teams being able to build up to that cost cap slowly but surely. I think we're finally going to be able to see those mid-tier teams work their way up to the top, and I think Aston Martin is positioning themselves perfectly to fight for those titles. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more F1 over the off season. Catch you next video.